Hello there, everybody. I hope this video finds you in high, beautiful, vibrant energy here. I just thought that I would come drop this quick video because I feel like it needs to be said. So this is another important announcement pertaining to tarot reading and the energy of tarots. First of all, let me thank everyone who's supporting my channel. I really do appreciate you, but I feel like a lot of people, and this is not for everyone, this is for people who really don't understand energy and how you use energy through tarot readings here. So far, I've received, and don't get me wrong, overall, I always have a overflow of positive feedback here. But sometimes, you attract all types of energy, and sometimes people really don't understand. So I'm going to take this opportunity to explain tarot cards from my perspective and the energy. Now, usually when you pull tarot cards, you're pulling the energy. But just like your mind, energy is fluid, it's constantly moving. It never ceases to move, it's always moving. And you have to understand that free will is always at play here. So even if the tarot may say one thing, you could execute your free will and go in a different direction that'll change the whole dynamics. And your person, even though I pull the energy at that time, your person could have a change of heart and their energy change towards another direction. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. I'm just saying. So I'm making this video because I've had two people out of all, because I've did a lot. And I want you to know that just because your thing did not manifest does not mean it's not true. Huh? I don't hear you. Let me say this again. Just because your thing did not manifest yet does not mean it's true. I had the first young lady I had. I'm not going to say any names. Of course, I wouldn't dare do that. But I am going to talk about it, okay? Because I can. Because you don't get to email me certain types of things and think I'm not going to say anything, because I am. And I'm going to do it publicly for those who may not understand tarot and energies, so we won't have to do this anymore. And you may not want to watch tarot so much, or you may not want to revolve your life around tarot, because tarot is by any no means at all meant to replace your own chain of thought and what your intuition leads you to do in your own decision making. Yes, it pulls energy, but if you're betting your life on what tarot tells you, then you may be disappointed and you may be waiting a very long time, because it could be future energy. Who's to say how long this is going to be before it manifests? But I did have one young lady that wanted to know. She wanted to know that before she asked, because her main focus was it safe to take her daughter to meet her dad? She wanted the child to have a relationship with the dad. But before she went on, she went to bash the dad and talk about all these negative things about this person here. But she just wanted to know if it was okay to take the child to visit the dad. And so based on the reading, it was. But I also saw that this person may want to reconcile with her. Now, she took the energy. Now, remember, she just bashed the hell out of this person. She was still angry. She still had resentment. She still had a lot of nasty, negative energy as a result of what happened between the two of them. So now I'm like, damn, is it about you and this person, or is it about the child? Because the child is going to be left out because of your energy. You're not ready to heal. You haven't healed. You're still resentful. You're not letting it go. So your daughter's going to be affected by it. And so obviously she went and rushed to this person. Obviously she didn't get the response she wanted, because it wasn't for her to do that. Remember, she asked about the daughter. So she took it upon herself to email me to tell me that your predictions was wrong. She's this, she's that, and all this like that. And I said, well, no, it may have not happened yet. But I mean, what did you think was going to happen? Now, obviously, there needed to be some healing between the two of you, because the way you spewing out hate about this guy, you're not ready for it. You know you're not ready for this. You angry at your child's dad because of, for whatever reason. Yet when I mentioned that there's a possibility for you to reconcile, you forgot all about the baby. Now it became all about you. And just because he didn't hurry up and jump on you based on what the tarot card said, then you had the nerve to come tell me that I was wrong. And so I'm like, well, like I said, well, maybe it just haven't happened yet. I said, and I'm thinking like, damn, it wasn't even supposed to be about you and the baby daddy. It was supposed to be about the daughter. And so I just emphasized, don't overlook the most important thing. It's your child having a relationship with her dad because she needs it. You're gonna have to take yourself out of it in order to get your child what she needs. But after all that harsh talk she was talking, then she still wanted to read. And I'm like, well, no, because I see your energy is out and I don't want you to come to me every time things don't happen when you want them to happen and try to hold me accountable for it, even though you know that you need healing because you're still angry at your ex. So the next one kind of got under my skin a little bit because I did a reading for this particular lady. And in the reading, it said that her person was coming back. Now, originally, I wouldn't do this, y'all. So, you can feel some type of way. At this point, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to speak my truth and I'm going to release it and I'm going to keep it pushing. But I'm saying this because I feel like you need to understand tarots and the energy. If you want an instant relationships, especially if you know that there's been some type of disconnect, that's going to have to take, healing has to take place first of all, or what's the use? So in the reading, obviously, the guy was coming back to her. But she sent me an email with her and the guy and the child picture telling me that the guy's dead now. So I guess your prediction's wrong. I never get a chance to see him and all this shit like that. And it really pissed me off. And I'm not trying to act like I'm emotionless for it. But how are you trying to blame me for this? Because your person is not alive now. So of course I sent her my condolences. And I would just, really wasn't nothing else I could say to her. But maybe this guy had a different change of view. Maybe he changed his mind. Or maybe it was something in you that kept this person from coming to you. Let me share the story with y'all. In 2011, I had just graduated from medical assistant school. Medical assistant. I was going to work in a doctor's office. But the first job that I found was in dialysis. And when I tell you I hated that job because it was too demanding and it was just heartless to me because you couldn't really help the patients the way you really wanted to. It really was a business, And, when you're emotional and you really care about people, but you have to follow strict guidelines, there's no place for you unless you really have the heart for that. And you're dealing with blood and you have to make sure everything is the right measurements, the right pH balance, all those things. You really have to guard those things because their safety is at risk here. So in 2011, my mama had suffered a massive stroke. So she was having complications. She was in the hospital. So what I would do is I would get up early in the morning and I had to be at work at 4:30. So I would get up like at 1 or 2 so that I could go sit with her for a little while and then go to my dialysis job. But like I said, it was so demanding to leave from her, looking at her state, then to go to dialysis. It was just a lot. Oh my God. It was so much. It was just so much. It felt like I had the weight of the world on my shoulder. So this guy that I was dating at the time, we were having problems. And he was a Pisces and he was very loving, but he had this chip on his block. He always went for this bad, tough, macho type of guy, type of energy. So, he was kind of bully, but he was really a sweet guy, but he still had that edge about himself. So like I said, I was going through my own things at the time. So we really were pulling away from each other. And so he was starting to get kind of bullyish, he was getting kind of mean, vindictive and things. And we lived right around the block from each other. So if I had company, he would know it. But I didn't feel like I had to change my life, I would sit on the front porch with company, we just have a good time. I was just trying to console myself and keep my energy positive. I had surrounded by family and friends. That's all. And so things got really, really toxic between the two of us here. And he got really mad at me one day. And he told me don't ever say nothing to him. He didn't care if my mama died. He didn't give a damn what happened. Just don't say shit to him. And he knew that was going to hurt me. And of course it did. But it just made me pull away from him. So I say maybe a month or so later, if it was that long, the job was getting tedious because I still had to, deal with my mom, and I didn't know it was a touch and go situation. She passed. She passed October the 24th, 2011. So although me and this guy, we were kind of like frenemies at this point because he had gotten kind of volatile. I still felt like I could go to him as a friend, and I just needed a friendship. I just needed him to console me. I just needed a friend in him. And so this was the 24th. This was October the 24th, 2011. So she died at 3:30 p.m., October 24th, 2011. And so I went reaching for him. I went calling him, and I was calling him, but I wasn't getting any answer, and it wasn't like him. And I'm like, damn, dude, he got me blocked. What's the deal? I found out that he had got shot. He had got shot at 6:30. So he had got killed 3 hours after my mom had got killed. And when I tell you that was the beginning of my life beginning, because I went through a lot of emotional things in that time. And I actually felt like, and I didn't understand it then because I was questioning. I was like, why is all these people that's close to me dying? What is the significance about my guy and my mom dying the same day? And my spirit guides, now I wasn't all the way spiritually awakened, but I feel like this was a pivotal moment. I was about to be awakened. So I was seeing little things, but I really wasn't understanding them spiritually. And so what I understood was that he was such in a very negative way that he was going to do something to me. He had made up in his mind that he was going to do something to me. I know he was, because he couldn't stop my life from moving. And, he was used to bullying people, but I went on with my life, and he wanted to put a stop to that. So he died the same day my mom died, 3 hours apart. I mean, do you know how devastating that was for me? And so, like I said, I was trying to take it personal, but my God had to tell me, no. That was to protect you. It's a lot of things that this person was operating in that really would have harmed you if he would have continued to live. Because, like I said, I had distanced myself from him. He was angry. He was very bitter. He was nasty. He was starting to cuss me out, come up to my job, stalk me, and do all that type of shit. And so he ended up getting killed. He got shot. He died. So I'm saying all that to say is, a lot of times we don't know the underlying things. We just see what we want. And we don't check our spirit guides to ask what is best for us. We just want what we want, not what we need, what we want. And a lot of times what we want is not the thing that's going to elevate us and take us to the next phase and have a very real, healthy, loving relationship. So my encouragement is, if you're not really familiar with tarot and the energy, don't watch tarot cards, because even though you may not want to hear this, tarot reading is for entertainment purposes. I can't give you a definitely answer, because if I give you a 100% answer, you're not going to believe it anyway. And you don't know the kind of connection I have with my guides, just like I don't know the type of connection you have with your guides. So I hope you're keeping your energy connected with your source, so you're being led correctly. Don't you dare put all your life and surround your every move into what a tarot reader tells you. And then when it don't happen when you want it to, the way you want it to, then you want to start trying to blame other people. Sometimes we need to look at ourselves, clean some things up out of our own lives so that we can have a good, clear path for good things to come in our way. Because a lot of times we're not healed. We think we are, but the universe knows the difference. We can heal, we can fool the people around us, but the universe knows everything. The universe knows if you still housing resentment, animosity, hatefulness, evil energy in your body, because you haven't repented and you haven't forgiven and you haven't decided to discard it and to move on. Like I said, my condolences go out to anyone who has suffered a loss, but the universe has the last say, because you really don't know. Obviously, and I'm not saying this to be mean or ugly, but it is what it is. Obviously, you got a new person coming. Obviously, that wasn't your person. And I mean, I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but at the same time, I can speak my truth just like I'm doing, and I'm going to stand in my truth boldly. I hope I don't offend anyone, but I feel like I need to say it. Don't come looking at tarots. Don't binge tarot watching and expect for everything to change differently instantly. You're dealing with people. You're dealing with people got choices. Just because a tarot, just because something really registers to you, I mean, as if they're talking specifically to you, does not mean it's going to happen instantly, if it happens at all. Because right in their moment when the reader is pulling that energy, you don't know what type of lifestyle your person is into that's going to persuade them to go in another direction. So if you put in all your energy into watching it instead of putting all your energy into yourself, then of course you're going to be disappointed every time. And then you're going to try to find somebody else to blame and hold accountable for the things that you should be doing in your own life to make it better. Everyone, I love you, especially you, Scorpio. This is not just for Scorpio. This is for whoever come across this video, but especially for Scorpios. I love you. I appreciate your support. I hope you don't take it the wrong way, but if you do, I know the universe will replace it with wholesome, like-minded people. And it's not to say that everyone is toxic, but you need to know what tarot reading and the energy is all about before you decide to revolve your life around tarot reading, because it's a whole life out here. It's so many different things out here. And there's always free will at play. Sometimes the universe is guarding you from something that could really set you back for a very long time that you may never recover from. So having said all of that, thank you guys so much for your support. I think you are absolutely amazing. I think that we can have exactly what we say, but we have to also put in that spiritual work. We have to distance ourselves. We have to be connected with the source so we'll know what's really for us and what's not for us. And even if we hear something that says for us, it doesn't mean that you need to run them down. Don't you know that if your person wants you, they're going to come for you. So you're going to blame a tarot reader because the tarot card said that your person wants to come back, but they ain't came back yet, so you getting mad at the tarot reader? Huh? What are you doing in your life? Are you smothering this person's energy? Are you stuck? Are you overbearing? Or are you releasing it? And are you trusting your worth enough to know that you're going to get exactly what is best for you, regardless to if it's not your ex? Because some of these exes ain't worth shit anyway. And there I said it. You may not want to hear it, but that's real talk, okay? So once again, thank you so much for your support. You can thumbs up this video. You can thumbs it down. You can leave a comment. You can do whatever you want to do. It does not matter. I love you guys anyway. And you guys have an awesome, awesome day. I love you guys. Bye.